We've reached Gershon Baskin. He is a former hostage negotiator and a researcher of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and peace process. He's also co-founder and co-director of the Alliance for Two States, and he joins us now from Jerusalem. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
You're welcome. It's not a problem taking the time to talk to you. It was a problem spending all that time listening to the biggest liar in the state of Israel.
Well, as we heard in that news conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he said the purpose of that news conference was to puncture the lies of what he called a global campaign of lies. And as we saw him standing there, it said, "Open your eyes to Hamas's lies." So to your statement then, in your opinion, what was your takeaway that has led you to make that comment?
The thing is that this press conference that he gave to the international community, to the foreign media, is more than the entire time that he's spoken to the Israeli public since the beginning of the war almost 2 years ago. He would not get away with saying half the things that he said to the international press because the people of Israel are more aware about the truths to be told. Just one example I'll give. He talked about how we graciously moved the people of Rafah out of Rafah. He said 1.2 million people there. Rafah was a small town of a couple 100,000 people that was crammed full with people from the north of Gaza. And then Israel moved them out, and today there's nothing left of Rafah. Rafah has been flattened. Most of the city of Gaza, where they're going to be increasing the attack on next, is wiped out also. We've heard from Netanyahu for almost 2 years now that we're a breath away from finishing the war. We're a breath away from removing Hamas's ability to govern and threaten Israel. We have won this war, and we've heard this repeatedly for at least a year and a half now of Netanyahu telling us we just need to take the hospital in central Gaza. We just need to take Rafah. We just need to take the Philadelphia corridor. We need the Morad corridor. Every time he has something new that will determine that we have finished Hamas off. The truth is that the hostages who were released, that he spoke about, were released by agreement with Hamas. The remaining 50 hostages in Gaza, 20 of them believed to be alive, will probably die. About 22 months we've been fighting this war when Netanyahu said we're going to finish them off quickly. So I don't know what finishing the war quickly means for Prime Minister Netanyahu. We all know that Prime Minister Netanyahu has an interest in prolonging the war. We've been saying this for a very long time. Not coming from me, who's been a peace activist for so many years. It's coming from retired generals, retired Shin Bet heads, retired Mossad heads, who've been telling us for a long time now that this is a political war to save Netanyahu's political life. We didn't hear once from Netanyahu, not once, that he was the prime minister on October 7th, 2023. He was in charge. The responsibility of the failure of Israel to protect itself is on the shoulders of Netanyahu. He has never admitted responsibility. He will not take responsibility. He's trying to avoid taking responsibility by prolonging this war. I think it's also very important to note that for 22 months now, foreign journalists have not been allowed into Gaza. Netanyahu said they're going to allow them, but I want to caution everyone. He's going to allow them if they're embedded with the Israeli army. They will not be free to wander around and see the devastation of Gaza, to see all the hunger in Gaza, to see all the suffering. Let's not forget that more than 60,000 people have been killed in Gaza. That number will climb because there are a lot of bodies under demolished buildings as well. More than 20,000 children are reported to be amongst those who have been killed by Israeli bombs and Israeli warfare. This is what Israel doesn't want the world to see. So it's not going to allow journalists to freely enter Gaza, to meet people on their own. They will be embedded with IDF soldiers, and it won't be a free and open ability of the press to report what's going on.